Let's talk about my career. Let's talk about something that is going to be overpowered and going to change the game forever. I believe that I have already unlocked what you need to do to really create amazing builds as you go forward. It's going to be insane, and a lot of fun play styles are going to come out of this. I want to cover it in detail today. So, they've recently revealed a bunch of builds in the trailer for the MyPlayer. They showcased the new Max Plus 2s, which lets you buff up your character even more, and the specializations where you can get cap breakers and Max Plus 1 permanently as well. Very good systems and mechanics that are going to make you very overpowered. And I wanted to kind of talk about this and get into some deep dives as we go forward on what you should expect, what you're feeling or not feeling about them. You're watching in the background all of those new details and the ways that they're going to be able to buff you up very specially. Personally, I cannot wait to do this. Check this out in the near future because it's going to be special. So make sure you like, subscribe, and comment if you rock with me. Let's dive into it. So first things first, you're going to be able to take your weakest point this year and make it a strong point. So I have some ideas and some thoughts, and I want to kind of share some things and give you a couple of good previews of what you could be doing with your build. First thing we're going to start off with is you checking out the Curry build. There's a lot of other builds in here that I have videos for. We're not going to go through all of them, but as you can see, there's game, magic, so much more. And you can have a lot of fun kind of just seeing what type of build you would make more or less with the templates that they have for the NBA. But what I wanted to do was go deep down the rabbit hole on some of this stuff. So stick with me. We're going to take you on a journey about what you could do, why you should do, so on. So a lot of stuff to kind of unfold. So let's do it. All right, here we go. First things first that I want to showcase is the builds. This is not 2K26, this is 25, but an example that I want to use and the things that I'm looking forward to. So let's just say this was a actual big man, a 6'6", 6'7" point guard. I'm going to only be able to get maybe an 86 out of the lightning launcher. Can't even get legend lightning launcher. With the Max Plus 2s, I'll be able to. So you're going to take a really good all build and make it even more powerful with that. Okay. This is what you're unlocking. So for me, the two main things for my guard build specifically that I'll be looking into is speed with ball and steals. Okay. So I have interceptor on this build on bronze. What does this do? This allows me to max this out twice with the Max Plus 2s. So all of a sudden I have a gold interceptor. I'm going to be able to dominate on interceptions in this game. Let's just say I didn't want to use that for that. I chose to put it on lightning launcher. Still can buff this up with my Max Plus 1, or if I use my specialization, I'll probably buff it up as well. So all of a sudden I'm getting permanent buffs. The build's becoming stronger as we go. Now I have really crazy build with a lot of legend playmaking and shooting, plus contact dunks for a 6'1". Now this isn't the build I'm going to make or anything like that. I was just trying to use this as a demonstration of one of the builds I already covered, which was Stephon Curry build. And I want to kind of explain the ideas. Okay. Same thing when it comes to like rebounding. With a 60, you get rebound chaser. Just imagine you can put this up for your 2s builds or 3s builds for your guard. You can be able to out rebound the guard at times. There's different ways you're going to be able to do it. Personally, lightning launcher is very hard to get for big guards. Steals can be very difficult to max out while still being an offensive threat for guards. There's plenty of these kind of little details. And one of the coolest things was the cap breakers. You're seeing that you're going to multiply the cap breakers to a crazy number. I mean, that was something that really was inspiring, that I thought, okay, we need this. We need this. This is good. This is good. So I want to showcase to you what I'm talking about. Right here, you can see cap breakers are cool and all, but it's only one most of the time. For the new game, 2026, see right here, my standing dunk, I'm going to get 15. That means I'll have a 40 standing dunk for a build like this. And I believe this is a smaller build. So that means 40. And then a max plus and plus one is going to go up to 50, 51 to be exact. But overall, this is going to buff me up to the point where little guard doing crazy standing dunks, right? That could be insane. But you're going to be able to do this with the lower attributes, places that don't have a lot of points, be able to just buff it up enough to do something special. Personally, standing dunks will be one that I'll try to find a way to not use my points if I don't have to. But there's other things in here that's very useful, like free throws. You can always get away with lowering the free throws and then buffing it up with one cap breaker if I really wanted to. And the same thing goes for all of the other attributes. If I'm not too good at defense, buff that up and get it tripled to a certain extent, of course. But those are the kind of ideas that I'm going to be exploring and trying to dive deep into. Just take note that we don't have the animation requirements and details just yet. So I would prefer not to kind of recommend us exact build, but we know those. So anybody trying to feed you this lie on YouTube, this is the best build to make right now, is not true. That's why I'm covering the builds that we see and the potential, and then trying to educate people on some of this information on what you could be doing. Okay. And that's the key, is what you could be doing on the build. And we want to kind of go a little deeper into what you coulda, shoulda, woulda, talk about this. Okay. So you see right here, like I said, steals and be with ball will be two things I want to buff with my max plus one, get the badges fully upgraded. Very helpful. But max plus one plus two, you know, for me, I'll put it on defense, and all of a sudden now I'm a threat to steal the ball consistently. And that's cool. But maybe you're just a spot up shooter and you only got a very low three where you can't do much with this, right? You're at the 78 was my threshold this year. It was amazing 3-pointer, by the way. So just make believe I got this very low, and I put this on silver for set stop specialist, but now I'm a corner shooter. I had an extra badge. I don't need anything else because I made my build very strong defensively. I can throw this up to Hall of Fame, which is crazy for a spot up. It would be insane if you just have a spot up with a set stop specialist on Hall of Fame. I'm going to do it from the hash and just spot up all the way over there with a 78 and then kill it, because shots are going to be a lot cleaner. Okay. That's another way you can go. These things are going to be pretty insane. You know, will you want to use it on posterizer? Personally, I feel like I could dunk well with an 89 in last year's game. So I'm not going to have a big deal, like worry too much. But for the players who really want to go off, your three, your handles, be with ball, these are offensive must-haves, you know, and then from there, working with what you got. And I can only imagine, right, what the big men are going to be able to do defensively and offensively. You know, what is your goal? For example, I want Pogo on legend, I want rebound on, I want everything on legend. So I'm going to end up using these max plus ones and the cap breakers. This year, this is the things you want to focus on. The best way to maximize your build is the information I'm sharing right now that will hopefully get you to that promised land once you're ready to go. All right. And so just keep that in mind and get excited, because we're going to basically dive deep into these builds and kind of figure out some science, do numbers. At the moment, I'm still labbing up all the information that we see. We see a lot of different builds in here, but it's very, very quick looks, and they're not exactly the best kind of builds. Till we got the animations, we also don't know for sure what's going to be the best thresholds for each of these. There's a lot of great websites and people out there who do amazing content. Personally, UK Labs and things like that, that's just as hard as I do. I really go hard on this. I do believe that they'll be able to help as well. And of course, the rest of the community. But don't trust nobody's ears. I always say, play the game yourself, see for yourself, see what's working, and leave it in the comments on what you're feeling or what you're not feeling or what's working for you. This is not like a contest of who's right or wrong. Sometimes experimenting will lead to great things. So check it out, get involved, rock with me as we continue to kind of explore what is possible. Then again, nothing is guaranteed, but I'm so excited and cannot wait for coming. Hope y'all enjoyed this deep dive on how to maximize potential for your builds. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you want more, and a new breakdown should be popping up on screen. Enjoy.